John Thomas Salley, born May 16, 1964, is an American former professional basketball player and talk show host. He was the first player in NBA history to win championships with 3 franchises, as well as the first player, the only other being Tim Duncan, in the NBA to win a championship in 3 decades. After being drafted in the first round out of Georgia Tech in 1986, the 6 feet 11 inches, 2.11 meters, Salley played both power forward and center for the Detroit Pistons, Miami Heat, Toronto Raptors, Chicago Bulls, Panathinaikos, and Los Angeles Lakers. He was a longtime host of the former Fox Sports Net show The Best Damn Sports Show. He is a vegan activist, chef, and wellness entrepreneur. 1-2. Salley was born in Brooklyn, New York. Salley played high school ball at Canarsie High School in Brooklyn. 3. He is a 1988 graduate of Georgia Tech's College of Management. 4. He holds Georgia Tech's personal fouls record, and has had his jersey number 22 retired, a very rare honor in college basketball. 5. Salley was drafted by the Detroit Pistons in the first round of the 1986 NBA draft out of Georgia Tech. After joining the Pistons, he became close friends with Adrian Dantley, who taught him proper nutrition, how to exercise, and how to conduct himself off the court. Salley, for his part, called Dantley the teacher. Salley would become good friends with comedian Eddie Murphy and made several appearances at comedy clubs in the off-season. In 1989 and 1990, he played on 2 Pistons NBA championship teams. He is among the Pistons' all-time leaders in blocked shots. Under the coaching of Chuck Daly, Salley was part of the Pistons era that featured 3 consecutive NBA Finals appearances. The team's defense-oriented style of play earned them the nickname of the NBA's Bad Boys, with Salley playing alongside Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, James Edwards, Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, Rick Mahorn, and Dantley. After losing the 1988 NBA Finals in 7 games to the Lakers, the Pistons turned it around to sweep the Lakers in 4 games in 1989. Salley and the Pistons repeated in 1990, defeating the Portland Trail Blazers in 5 games. The Pistons' run came to an end when the Michael Jordan-led Chicago Bulls swept them in 4 games in the 1991 Eastern Conference Finals, following Game 4, while most of the Pistons players chose to return to the locker room rather than congratulate the new Eastern Conference champions. Salley was one of the few who stayed on the court as the game ended to congratulate the Bulls. Salley was traded to the Miami Heat in 1992. In the 1995 NBA expansion draft, he was selected by the inaugural Toronto Raptors team after being made available by the Heat. In February 1996, he negotiated a buyout of his contract and was waived, thus ending his stint with the Raptors, during which he averaged 19.3 minutes and 6 points per game. Free of his Raptors contract, in early March 1996, Salley signed a 10-day contract with the Chicago Bulls, where he played with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc, and former Pistons teammates Dennis Rodman and James Edwards. Following another 10-day contract right after the first one ended, the Bulls signed Salley as a free agent and he spent the rest of the season with the team. The 1995-96 Bulls achieved a record-breaking 72-win season, the best ever regular season record at the time, later surpassed by the 2015-16 Golden State Warriors at 73-9. In September 1996, 32-year-old Salley came out of what turned out to be only a 3-month retirement and went to play in Greece, where he joined the Greek basket league team Panathinaikos on a 1-year $1 million contract. 6. Before accepting the offer from the Božidar Milikovic-coached Panathinaikos, Salley had reportedly consulted with recent Bulls teammate Tony Kukoc, who knew Milikovic well, having spent 4 trophy-laden seasons anchoring his late 1980s KK split teams. 7. Salley made his Panathinaikos debut on September 25, 1996 in EuroLeague away at FC Barcelona, a 77-58 loss during which he scored 5 points before fouling out in only 12 minutes of action. 7. Right away, Salley got on the bad side of coach Milikovic, who refused to modify his disciplinarian approach in order to accommodate a veteran player with a notable NBA career behind him. 7. Though Salley's performances somewhat improved over the following 3 EuroLeague outings, 10 points in a home loss versus Asvel, 9 points and 11 rebounds in a blowout home win versus KK Split, and 21 points and 8 rebounds in a win away at Minnows Bayer Leverkusen, as he seemingly adjusted to European referees and managed to stay out of foul trouble. he continued to butt heads with coach Milikovic. After flying back to Athens with the team the morning after the Leverkusen game, Salley refused to go to practice and as a result, got dropped by Milikovic for their Greek League game the following day. 8. He then flew back to the United States for meetings with TV executives over a new talk show he had been planning to host for Disney, returning to Athens an hour before the club's Greek Cup game versus PAOK on October 22, 1996, a trip that included Salley renting a private Learjet in Paris for $20,000 out of his own pocket in order to make it back to Athens in time for the game after having his connecting flight delayed, and then even renting a helicopter once he landed at Athens Ellinikon Airport to take him right to Panathinaikos Oaka Hall in the city's Morouzi neighborhood. 8. However, Milikovic still refused to include him in the lineup, and in response, Salley decided to leave Panathinaikos unilaterally 2 days later after only a month at the club. Salley appeared in 7 games for Panathinaikos and ended up getting paid about €300,000. 7. In 1999, Salley joined a Lakers team led by superstars Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant and also reunited with his former Bulls coach, Phil Jackson. He saw little action for the Lakers en route to their first of 3 consecutive NBA championships from 2000 to 2002. In 2000, he retired again following the first Lakers championship season after proudly proclaiming that he had won 4 championship rings, with 3 different teams, in 3 different decades and 2 different millenniums. 9. 14 years later, Tim Duncan of the San Antonio Spurs became the second player to achieve this, sans the requirement of different teams, by leading his Spurs to 5 championships between 1999 and 2014.